Hey, good afternoon. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be some open line today. Going to have the excellent company of Javi Banks joining, contributing, sharing his perspective. There is no scheduled press briefing today, so we can go right up until Miss Susan say time's out. That's usually 12 or 2:30 or thereabouts. All right, stay tuned for Talk Today.
Talk Today is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. For all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Also brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile. Saving lives today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Flow.
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for joining us. As we invite you to be a part of our discussion today, it's open line. What better way to hear directly from you? Have you share your thoughts, your perspective? Sometimes it's excellent to have our guests in studio to give their information, share it as they see it, to update, inform, engage, and involve us. But equally, there's always an opportune time to have you say, listen, let me call and give you a piece of my mind. Let me share it with you. Well, today we want you to do just that. Honored that in a bit, Javi Eubanks will be able to weigh in. And together, we can take your calls. We can engage in some discourse. And at the end of the day, maybe not just encourage and empower, but inspire and have you consider the way things are, the way they could be, perhaps, the way you would like them to be. Well, 949-8037 or toll free with the kind compliments of Flow, 1-800-534-8255. Likewise, if you want to send us your thoughts on our WhatsApp, 925-3261. And even a voice note, we'll play it if you want. We'll read it if that's your intent. Well, it is another terrific day, and as the Thursdays roll on, whether Monday brings about a holiday, we always can look jubilantly to Friday and Saturday and Sunday and with excitement for the start of another week. But let's enjoy and embrace today. Let's make it as positive and productive. Now, I want to perhaps start off by two things. One, asking you, seriously and sincerely, call and weigh in and share your thoughts. Where do you see us? Are you still, like many, confused? Are you, fully convinced? Are you, like others, still somewhat in your thoughts and your actions a bit paralyzed because of the media reports, the fear that you're feeling all around? Are you, like others, looking intently, trying to make, what is it our elders share? Pick sense from nonsense? Are you analyzing and engaging? How is the reception you're getting from your spouse, your children, your co-workers, your neighbors, even though we're sometimes miles apart? Are we still together with the meeting of the minds? Are you still able to engage and embrace the thoughts of others to maintain not just a semblance of mental stability, but hopefully, hopefully, that social aspect of who we are as people is still a very much part of our lives, albeit different. You may be now very, very accustomed to using the technology and video calling. Perhaps you still have a bit of reticence and prefer to go back to the way it was, where you can sit very closely. And what is it that we would say? See the whites of the eyes of the person next to you as they're talking and telling you the stories, or you just resign yourself to this is what it's like. Well, 949 8037 or toll free 1-800-534-8255. Now, as a number of sentiments have been expressed, as we shared with you the other day, we had invited you. If you think that you have a question, you're not quite sure how to forward it along to the panel, if we can, we will help to facilitate that. We got two questions the other day in relation to, however you look at it, this notion of how do people travel? Will they require some sort of certificate, an immunity passport, some injectile or injectable, chip or otherwise? Is it some sort of test that you're going to require a medical certificate? And then the others were saying, well, will vaccines be mandatory? And many have speculated that this is all about money. Let's get a vaccine and the trillions of dollars that will be there just because it's about money. Well, Jerry Eubanks is ready to join us. Mr. Eubanks, sir, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Sterling. How are you today?
Excellent, man, excellent. I am truly, truly trying my very best to be even more grateful and more appreciative. So, I said
Right.
all these new thanks, man. But it's always a pleasure to talk with you and especially to engage you publicly because you bring a lot to the table. And I think you serve as an inspiration for many of our young people in particular who are looking at the media as a career. Maybe you can take a page from your book, Jeff Ebanks Productions.
I appreciate you saying that, Sterling, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Oh man, I mean it, and I think it's with great respect to all and sundry. I think as a small, and when I say that, I don't only mean the sheer size, the geographical size of our nation. I mean the population, but in all sense, the mere fact that we don't have a whole lot of people, a lot of bodies. It's important for our own people to be raised and reared with a sense of respect, a sense of resolve and resilience, but also a sense of determination and ambition, and recognize that the media, like all of the other professions, we need to make sure people have an understanding of the importance. Right now, more than ever, we can probably see the focus on the media. Who's asking the questions of our political leadership? Who is it that somehow has the way to inform us perhaps more directly? And if our people are not part of the fray, they can be continually on the fringe. So maybe we'll get there, right, sir? Maybe.
I think we will, I think that is one of the benefits that we're going to see as a coronavirus. A lot of people are saying that, now, Caymanians that were not in, certain jobs before will now be in those jobs. Those jobs still need to be filled, but, our borders are closed, so we have to battle with that. But I think that is going to be for a good, that you're going to see more Caymanians in jobs that, they're not traditionally in before, and learning new skills and new roles. And I would encourage anyone to pursue media, pursue news, or TV, radio. Those are things that you can do. Those are ways that you can make a difference. Those are ways that you can learn new skills. It surely taught me. Every job has its struggles, but I think a lot of people would benefit from doing media jobs. They would get a better understanding, of government and government policy and just a wealth of information. So I would really encourage anyone to join it.
Yeah, I certainly would engage that as much as you like. But I was just thinking too, with media, generally speaking, you would see some journalists that specialize in maybe medicine or the sciences, some in the financial aspect, some in environment. So a person who has a particular interest or ability in an area, let's just use finance, and like yesterday, as an example, the honorable finance minister gives a presentation. He's throwing a lot of numbers. He's talking about things, the impact on the economy, the GDP, what the inflation rate may be. He's using words like construction and all kinds of things, right? To what extent is the media able to take what he has said, not just regurgitate it, but analyze it, critique it, right? So that the general public who either are not that comfortable with the terminology, not that knowledgeable of some of the things, can make sense of it. So with that in mind, the person who has a particular interest in, say, financial services could still be effective as a journalist focusing on reporting on the financial sector, for example.
You're right. Well, I understand what you're asking, and I don't know if there is a straightforward answer to it. What I would say is, I myself watched the entire press briefing, or listened, I should say, to the entire press briefing to hear what the minister was saying, and I myself didn't quite understand everything, as I'm not, into financial fields.
Hmm.
But I still listened because I wanted to know. Now, should a newspaper or a news organization play or print a news article talking about that press briefing, I at least would have a kind of an understanding of what I should be expecting from a particular news report. Because you have to understand that, persons who write the news are humans too. And so, I don't know if we don't know if they fully understood it. I believe that for the vast majority, they have a decent enough understanding to be able to regurgitate it back to the public in simpler form. But I think, you should not just wait on the media to find out information. Even if you don't understand it, I didn't understand much of it either. There were bits and parts that the Honorable Minister said that I understood, and I appreciated him for coming on and explaining it. But there are parts that I myself, are waiting for news reports. But the news report shouldn't be the only place you look. Go to the original source. I believe that firmly from my time working in the media, and I believe that's how people should approach getting any information. Go to the source.
Indeed. Well, Javi, after this break, certainly would like you to weigh in on anything, put whatever you wish on the table. Maybe we can get, I not only trust your intellect, but I think those who know you understand your decorum and deportment, that sense of professionalism. But let's have some good, banter back and forth as we invite listeners to engage. I mean, what better way to test that you have a healthy, democracy, that your society is a safe, stable, accommodating one, if you can't engage publicly in some meaningful discourse. So, with that in mind, maybe we could, see where it takes us. But I would also like perhaps ask about, you mentioned jobs just then. Maybe talk a little bit about that to some extent. Sounds like a plan to you?
Sure, that sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, and then maybe during the break, you know, maybe Miss Susan can find a way to somehow electronically send each of us some of that cassava cake that I heard that is in the studio, but we'll see. All right, to our listeners, we're going to pause and take a break. 949-8037 or toll free at 1-800-534-8255. Join us after.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Bring a little bit of luck to your house with Lucky Slice from America. Burgers, steak, and the all-day American breakfast. From Europe, fish and chips, pizza and crepes. And from Asia, sushi.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, 7 days a week, delivery or pickup, 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. In these difficult times, we can all use a little bit of luck. Keep calm and stay lucky.
Minimize contact. Make your credit card payment by phone. Pay only for food. No delivery fee. No service charge. Certain restrictions apply. Call Lucky Slice Pizza to place your delivery order now. 949-3456.
Order from Cayman Creperie, Mojo Sushi, and Lucky Slice Pizza. Call 949-3456.
International Lighting, Ed's Plaza, North Soundway is now open for curbside service and delivery Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. In addition to light fixtures, ceiling fans, rugs, sheet sets, and household items, International Lighting now has a selection of 3-ply masks starting from $1 CI, as well as non-disposable masks, rubbing alcohol, and gloves for sale. For curbside service and delivery, please call 945-7121, 916-8211, 916-3553, or 949-5141. Stay safe, Cayman.
The RCIPS, National Drug Council, and Radio Cayman are reminding you to stay home, refrain from social gatherings, and having parties during soft and hard curfew. Do your part, limit alcohol consumption, or stay sober. Do not undermine your immune system and health by misusing alcohol or any other substance. Remember, we are all in this together. Stay safe, stay home, stay alive, Cayman.
The Motivational Messages series has brought hope to persons across the Cayman Islands and across the globe. This coming weekend, the finale of the Motivational Messages series is coming to a computer near you. Stand-up comedy with comedian Dr. Dexter Thomas and a virtual global concert featuring artists from all over the world. Enjoy songs from various genres, featuring special songs from artists such as the Williams Quartet, Conqueror, Committed, the Aeolians of Oakwood University, the Katinas, Paul Lee, Tone 6, Scavos, Nisa, Ian Webster, Sean Warren and Daniver Scott, Lost in Harmony, First Light, Jay Prophet, Lorene Cato, Cobblums Asukuo, Pastor G, and so many more. This is a virtual event you do not want to miss. Mark it on your calendar Saturday, May 30th, 2020 at 7 p.m. RSVP to this event to be eligible to win a prize. Prizes include Amazon and Hurley's vouchers, a basket of premium mangoes, and so much more. Spaces are limited, so you definitely want to RSVP. Feel free to make a donation. All proceeds will go towards persons affected by COVID-19. So remember, Saturday, March 30th at 7 p.m., the Motivational Messages finale, a global virtual concert and comedy show. This is an epic event you do not want to miss. See you there. This event is proudly sponsored by Oxbridge RE, the Ashley Shillingford Foundation for Positive Living, Salt Lake City, Radio Cayman, Praise 87.9 FM, 90 Degrees by JS Fashions, Sophia and Paul Harris, Jay Madhu, Dr. Rendon and Alicia Timothy, and Pauline Green. Visit motivationalmessages.org for more information.
This is a public service announcement from your Radio Cayman, your community radio station. Here are some coronavirus prevention tips.
Home isolation means staying indoors and completely avoiding contact with other people. You need to do this if you have symptoms of COVID-19. If you are practicing home isolation, you should stay in a well-ventilated room with a window to outside that can be opened separate from other people in your home. Keep the door closed and use a separate bathroom from the rest of the household if available. If you have to share these facilities, regular sterilization will be required. Consider drawing up a bathroom schedule for washing or bathing and have the isolated person using the facilities last.
For the latest updates and information, please visit hsa.ky/public-health/coronavirus or gov.ky/coronavirus.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And excellent company of Mr. Jevi Ebanks as we invite you to call and share your thoughts. Hey, Jevi. Maybe perfect, man. Perfect. I'll tell you the truth, man. I look so good that the mirror in my house is smiling at my reflection, man. So.
Oh my goodness. Sterling, I want you to know you're the only one. I don't know how you're smiling in the mirror right now. I can't wait to go to get a little shape up and a little shave. Because I think that's what we're all struggling with right now with the whole stay home.
Yeah. But I'm interested in that, right? Someone made a joke that this must be the 70s, all the restaurants are, drive through, everybody has shaggy hair, and in the US, anyway, the price of gasoline is down significantly, right? But
Right.
we all seem to be kind of, sporting a shag look when it comes to hair. Um, do you think everybody is in the same boat, or there are some of us who, because of our positions, are finding it opportune to, keep themselves well groomed? Huh?
I think you have a mixed situation, to be honest. I know that there are persons who require very little grooming, who don't mind giving somebody a shears and say, have at it at my head. Jevy Ebanks is not that person. Let me make that clear. I'm very scared of just, making anybody with a razor come near me. So personally, I rather wait for the right time, and then go and get it done correctly. But if you're comfortable with somebody in your household taking a barber clippers straight to your hair, then by all means.
Do it yourself, man. It's where you gonna go? There's nowhere else. Um, but I was asking that in light, the whole idea of people and their work, the notion that on one hand, and I say this seriously. So a fella said, as it is now, he's expecting that his office will soon be up and running, and he'll have to kind of go out and face the world again. So he called up his barber. Sure, there's another name for it, but that's the one I would use. And he said, are you guys opening? They said, well, they're hoping to be up and running soon as well. That's the people are very positive, we're very expectant, and so. And he said, well, what is it going to be like? What are the environment? And they're talking about, maybe spacing the chairs out, maybe doing some things, and try to make it as comfortable and as compliant. But the fella said, oh, by the way, our prices have gone up. And in some cases, 50% or as much as 100%. So interesting the price increases that we're seeing with respect to some things. Not quite sure how people would be on that. Um, but what are your thoughts? I
That would
mean,
be very interesting to see. I mean, I think it's reasonable to expect that at soon, in the very near future, barber shops is out. I'm assuming that may be coming soon. I cannot speak on behalf of the government, and I would never
no.
try to speak on behalf of the government. But I think it's fair to assume that is soon. And how I can honestly see it working, Sterling, is these are services that you can get done by appointment, and that's a way that you can control crowds. So if you're going to a barber, you only show up at your allotted time. The idea of walking walking into a barber shop, that might no longer be the case anymore. You might have to strictly go by appointment in order to make sure that you're keeping social distancing, or that the person in the store has time to clean the chair or whatever. That's how I think it can work. But I think people are acting as though things will change so drastically that things we used to do before will not happen again. But I think it's more realistic to think of it that we will still be able to do the same things, but we just have to do them differently.
Well, as I listen to you, getting a couple of comments being shared with us, and not just that people are using the opportunity now, not just in Cayman, but in the U.S. and other places, to make an upcharge. Just like how companies will charge you a fuel surcharge to produce a certain item, they're seeing this that they have to incur other things now because of the cost of operations. They got to do extra cleaning, they got to employ certain other protocols and the like. But when you think of personalized services in general, going to the barber, the salons, and what have you, and as you were just sharing, do you really think that we're going to go back to that physical interaction that we had once, or are we going to be so afraid, one, and two, have become so conditioned after all these months and months and months and months of constantly being beaten over the head by the PSAs and everything else? Stay 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart is better than 6 feet under. Will the social being eventually go back to, hey, Jeff, what are you doing? You sit across the table and play a game of dominoes, or are we going to do it virtually? What do you think?
Level it will go back. In my opinion, I am no science expert, but I think it's fair that we can all agree that humans are social creatures, and so we are going to find ways to socialize. Maybe we might not be socializing with as much people as we were before. Maybe it might be smaller gatherings now, which put out I think is for the better. But I don't think it's realistic to say that we're going to be so unsocial that we're going to lose our Caymanian way. Through this whole pandemic, I've never experienced Cayman kind more. And I think that is the proof that we will continue to be good people, to be good neighbors, and to have general courtesy. Yes, things might have changed for the time period, but I believe to some level we will get normalcy again.
All right. Well, I might want to ask you to expound on that, but we have a couple of callers joining us, and we're always glad for people to share their perspective. So let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling.
Hello,
Hello,
good afternoon.
How are you today?
Not too bad, man. How are you?
Oh, very thankful indeed.
So I just want to get something across. I don't know where it could be the premier, where it could be the governor, where it could be the police. At that government dentist by the hospital in Georgetown. Years ago, when you used to have appointment, or me, when I had appointments then, they would call me the day before for my appointment. Now they don't call me no more. I asked someone time why they don't call. They told me why they don't call because they've been calling other people and they didn't come. I said, well, what that got to do with me? You called me. How come you shouldn't show up? And I had an appointment the other day. All those appointments were canceled. But I didn't know it was canceled because they never called and say you canceled. I had appointment at the hospital. The hospital called and say your appointment canceled and we're going to reschedule your appointment. They did that, but not at that government dentist. They don't call you no more. They could call it, and say, well, your appointment is canceled now through this. Later on, they call you back and give you another appointment. But no, nothing like that.
Yeah. Do you get the little form, the little appointment card for when this is at the dentist now, when your next appointment is? When you leave into, they make the appointment and give you the little card, the little paper?
I had a paper with the date and thing on it. And I really don't remember it.
Yeah. I think that was...
When I went in after, they said, well, that was canceled on, and they never said no more than that. No said, well, we're going to call you or we're going to give you another appointment and that was it.
Yeah. I hear you. And I think that was one of the little extra touches, that personalized service. And I think many of us kind of got accustomed to that. I know some of us can relate to what you share in that way. The day before, you get a little reminder, hey, remember, Mr. Banks, your appointment is tomorrow. But I guess as things change, as people get busier, as maybe the processes and the protocols within the offices are redeployed, so to speak. But what do you think we should do? Go back to the phone call, or you know what? If you don't remember it, and I'll get you supper. I mean, what do you think we should do?
What I think they should do like what the hospital thing do. Like if you got appointment there, all right, my appointment is tomorrow. They call you today, remind you, say, well, your appointment is tomorrow. That's what they should do.
All right, well.
And nothing like that they do.
Yeah, I guess it too. No, maybe in this time, it's
don't put the corona in the way because it's a long time before the corona.
Well, I wasn't, but thank you for saying that. All right. Now, did you get the appointment rescheduled, or you gonna have to wait again for a while?
If I did what?
Did you get the appointment now? Rescheduled again?
No, when I go to the other time, they don't give me no more appointment. They just say all the appointments was canceled. That's all they say. They don't say nothing about call back or they would call you or anything like that. That's it.
Just need to be rescheduled then.
Yeah, they don't say nothing.
I'll try calling through to him. Hopefully you get it, because I think that's one of the things I was going to share later on, the notion that we're hearing from different people, especially in the medical field. Yeah, all of these appointments include elective surgeries, but follow-up appointments and other things getting, they were initially postponed. Now, almost 3 months later, and people still want to make sure that their healthcare needs are attended to, and there's a concern that's not necessarily, happening in the way that they would like in the timely manner that they need. So maybe give them a call and see what luck you have. All right.
Okay, then, man. Thank you very
All the
much.
best.
All the best.
Most welcome. We got a couple of the callers, Jerry, but boy, look like every 15 we gotta take a break and pay the bills, man. So you got time? Let's
Yes,
do that.
man, definitely.
All right, perfect. All right, when we come back, we'll talk today.
Social distancing is crucial for our community to get back to normal. And never before has communication been so crucial. Keeping in touch with family, friends, and up to date requires you to stay in touch. Green Turtle offers the solution for both. Download the Green Turtle app now. Top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination in Cayman. Phones delivered to your home, and with the new rewards program, you can even redeem points towards a new phone and other products. Download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Hashtag Stay Home Cayman. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile, saving lives today.
Like most of you, I'm at home with the family. We're cooking more, washing more, spending more time on our computers, and the air conditioning units are running more than normal. If I keep this up, my electricity bill will remain high. I'm signing up to MyCUC on www.cuc-cayman.com so I can monitor my daily usage. I need to be in control of how much electricity I'm using so that I can manage how much money I spend. Some things need to unplug in this house, and we can't run this AC all day, you hear?
Obey the laws and wear the gauze. Protect your jaws from septic paws. Stay clean, Cayman, with $9.99 and 2 packs of KN95 masks for $6.99. Wholesale pricing available at all 5 Liquor for Less locations: Shedden Road, North Church Street, Savannah, Northside, and the McClendon Drive Airport location. Don't miss the incredible lockdown price markdown and manager specials exclusively at Liquor for Less. Hundreds of fine, starting from cases of ice cold below wholesale prices, and save $9 off liters. Prices so low we can't say it on the radio. Liquor for Less enforces the wearing of masks and social distancing while in store, and encourage other preventative measures to help stop the spread of COVID-19, such as consistent hand washing and only leaving home for essential purposes.
The Motivational Messages series has brought hope to persons across the Cayman Islands and across the globe. This coming weekend, the finale of the Motivational Messages series is coming to a computer near you. Stand-up comedy with comedian Dr. Dexter Thomas and a virtual global concert featuring artists from all over the world. Enjoy songs from various genres, featuring special songs from artists such as the Williams Quartet, Conqueror, Committed, the Aeolians of Oakwood University, the Katinas, Paul Lee, Tone 6, Scavos, Nisa, Ian Webster, Sean Warren and Daniver Scott, Lost in Harmony, First Light, Jay Prophet, Lorene Cato, Cobhams Asukuo, Pastor G, and so many more. This is a virtual event you do not want to miss. Mark it on your calendar Saturday, May 30th, 2020 at 7 p.m. RSVP to this event to be eligible to win a prize. Prizes include Amazon and Hurley's vouchers, a basket of premium mangoes, and so much more. Spaces are limited, so you definitely want to RSVP. Feel free to make a donation. All proceeds will go towards persons affected by COVID-19. So remember, Saturday, March 30th at 7 p.m., the Motivational Messages finale, a global virtual concert and comedy show. This is an epic event you do not want to miss. See you there. This event is proudly sponsored by Oxbridge RE, the Ashley Shillingford Foundation for Positive Living, Salt Lake City, Radio Cayman, Praise 87.9 FM, 90 Degrees by JS Fashions, Sophia and Paul Harris, Jay Madhu, Dr. Rendon and Alicia Timothy, and Pauline Green. Visit motivationalmessages.org for more information.
All travel is restricted between the 3 Cayman Islands. Anyone wishing to move between the islands must first notify the medical officer of health or director of the sister islands' health services. They must also undergo a 14-day mandatory isolation period at a government facility, as well as mandatory testing. Following a negative test at the end of isolation, they will be transported directly to the airport. For more information, go to www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us, and really grateful for the excellent company of Jevy Ebanks. Jevy, you still there, man?
I'm still here.
I thought you might have went fishing too when I was looking at those soldiers and trying to figure out if I got any hooks.
I would love when things open back up for somebody to take me fishing so I can learn a little bit more about that. I must admit I'm not great at fishing, but I'd like to learn.
Well, I hope if they take you, they remember to bring you back, So just
oh boy.
We do have a couple of callers online though. Let's go to our phones. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Afternoon, doing Jeb.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Jeb?
Yes, I'm here.
I say, you know who this is?
No, but you sound very familiar.
Yeah, remember I used to call you Big Mouth years ago at the airport.
Yes.
And when you got that job on the talk show, I said, boy, he finally got a job he needed, though.
Yes.
Anyway, I had a joke about this, but, I sat down Sunday morning, Jeb, and I wrote 20 paragraphs of fact-finding things about this unusual virus called COVID-19. Because I've been home working there all the time, so I've been watching all the news and different stations, Fox, Al Jazeera, blah, 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 BBC. I've been getting a lot of social media stuff on my phone. And I decided to get up Sunday morning with a fresh mind, and I did a fact-finding. And I can't tell you all that now, but well, from the beginning, I knew it was a pandemic, not a pandemic. It seems that the plan not working too good now, because everything is opening back up all of a sudden so quick. I looked at all the things as a 14-day lockdown. Why 14 days? Why can't lock somebody down 7 days? If you're infected with a virus, right, you will know when that's gone. I had a very bad flu in February, middle part of it, and several people around the dock had it. But we didn't, I just saw it was a flu, but I will tell you something about it. It lasted about 12 to 14 days. And I got up in the morning, boom, that's gone. Felt great. But I went on all of my, natural stuff, cod liver oil, moringa seed, go in the sea, drink salt water, dive, stuck it up my nose. I never had a lung problem too much. I had a problem I had was weakness and fever, high fever at night. Anyway, that's gone. I'm fine again. That's from the middle part of February. And I thought that right from a woman in my car in Torah, believe one day. I was pretty sick in my car. And he was an Asian woman too. But I'm trying to say to myself, how many more ways they can try to kill us? They start with a lockdown, right? That's a jail. That stressed a lot of people financially, emotionally, physically, and, the whole 9 yards. And, they move from the lockdown now to isolation. Then you got isolation, lockdown, and then you move from that, now you're gone to wearing a mask. And as far as I know, there is no law that supports that you have to put on a mask in a public place. I guess that's will make it a law. But
I think they have now, yeah.
Huh?
I think they have now, yeah.
Oh yeah, Babylon, they do everything in the world to defend their purpose.
But I feel sorry for them because yesterday on the Rooster show, it was yesterday before with Roy Borden, Gilbert, and Dr. Steve and Teresa. I remember Dr. Steve said something in the last part of his paragraph. He says, how can the Commissioner of Police, the Governor, and get up and perpetuate a lie? And that just blew my mind. That's a man that didn't care. He's speaking the truth about all the situation. You know, that's how it is. But, and I see it, like I told within the talk show, I see a big ship out there, a big, beautiful cruise ship with all the billionaire club and all the presidents from all over the world and whoever's in charge of the world. They're all out there waiting to dock up against the earth with their new world order. Thank God I'm reading the Bible from beginning to end, and I know what's going on, and I have no fear of anything. I didn't want to wear a mask. I just put on my mask to go in the store to get something. When I put it on, actually I think I'm choking to death because I'm breathing in the same air I'm breathing back out. You understand? I'm breathing back in the same carbon dioxide back into my body. And I'm 60 years old with great health. I walk every morning, I drink coconut water every morning, I go to the sea every morning now. I go to the sea again this evening. Money carries more germs than anything else in the world. Right, Green? And the ocean kills every germ in the world. And you lock the beaches down. Anyway, I can stop by saying this. A song from Bob Marley. Have no fear for atomic energy, for none of them will stop this time. And as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. You guys have a great day.
And you do as well. And you do as well. Jeff, I believe we have another caller. Maybe we can join that one as well. Good afternoon. Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
How are you today?
Hello?
Good afternoon. Hi. Good afternoon, sir.
All right. I hear somebody said there that they didn't know anything about fishing.
That'll be me. I'll fess up.
Well, let me just give you a list, and you put that together, and you come down to Henning Beach, Lauren Reef, and somebody will be glad to give you a good little old lesson in fishing. Okay?
No problem.
Well, right,
father.
Write down a list, okay?
All right. All right.
You want about a 75-foot 18 trade line.
There you go.
You writing it, Jerry?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And a couple of number 11 hooks.
All right.
And a pin trade. And a water glass. You got it? A water glass?
Yeah, man, I got it.
and a sweeper. A sweeper.
All right.
And a pin can full of soldiers. You writing it down?
Yeah, man, I write it down.
Yeah, and a striker. And a hungry gut. And I say you come down there and somebody will teach you a little bit about fishing, okay? Now let you go with that. Collect all those things and give somebody a call and they'll teach you about it.
All right.
And maybe Mr. Lee Smith's to get the hooks. All right. Ms. Mikes, thanks very much. Gents, the news is now. When we come back, Jerry, see if you got a list right.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
It's only 2 species that we have, on the island.
Generations present.
Your voice, your choice.
For today's biggest news. Access.
Local, regional, international, this is headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom team.
Today's biggest news.
The Ministry of Community Affairs reminds the public that the deadline for submitting applications to its Work Permit Holder project is Sunday, May 31st, 2020. Please note that services as needed may be extended into June only on applications received up to May 31st. For more information, contact 244-8000. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. Police and protesters have clashed for a second night in the U.S. city of Minneapolis after an unarmed black man died in police custody. Tear gas was fired by police while protesters threw rocks and sprayed graffiti. Businesses were also looted. 46-year-old George Floyd died on Monday, and a video showed him gasping for breath as a white police officer knelt on his neck. And former America's Got Talent judge Gabrielle Union has spoken about the toxic work environment on set 6 months after she left the show. The LA's finest actress left the talent show after one series, with reports saying she had been dismissed. She has now told Variety she raised concerns with producers but felt singled out as being difficult. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Social distancing is crucial for our community to get back to normal. And never before has communication been so crucial. Keeping in touch with family, friends, and up-to-date requires you to stay in touch. Green Turtle offers the solution for both. Download the Green Turtle app now. Top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination in Cayman. Phones delivered to your home, and with the new rewards program, you can even redeem points towards a new phone and other products. Download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Hashtag Stay Home Cayman. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile, saving lives today.
The efforts of those working behind the scenes are crucial to sustaining our community. Groups like the Needs Assessment Unit are often misunderstood and unappreciated. Like the roots of a tree, they hold us up, keep us fed, and without their dedicated diligence, we would simply topple over. To the civil servants of the Needs Assessment Unit and all of the men and women in our social services network, on behalf of all those in our Cayman Islands who rely upon you, you are appreciated. Hashtag Cayman Strong.
At Cayman National, we care about public health, ours and yours. We ask you to please wear a mask when visiting our locations, as we look forward to serving you in a safer environment. Remember, we're in this together, and it will take all of our help to make the Cayman community healthy again. Thank you for making Cayman National your bank of choice.
Hi, my name is Neraya LeBlanc. I am the minister and evangelist to the West Bay Church of Christ on 24 Batabano Road. I would love to take this opportunity to invite you to experience God's family at West Bay for yourself. We are a caring congregation that strongly believes in reaching out beyond ourselves to spread the gospel of Christ. We also take great pleasure in ministering to the needs of our people in our community. As God's called out kingdom people, we are in the business of transforming lives for the Master's use. For more information, you can visit our website at westbaycichurchofchrist.org or call us at 946-9294 or 917-1809.
Declaring the word of the Lord.
Cayman Islands Church of Christ presents Word of the Lord.
Word of the Lord, heard Sundays at 6:30 p.m. on Radio Cayman. Your personal, physical, mental, and emotional health are crucial during these times. We are social creatures, and times of social isolation can seem torturous, but it is temporary. Much like the growing pains of our youth, we will get through this. During these times of social distancing, do all you can to maintain your physical, mental, and emotional welfare. Your family and the community needs you to emerge strong. Hashtag Stay Home Cayman.
We are currently in a soft curfew period in Grand Cayman until 8 o'clock tonight. Persons with surnames A to K are allowed to do banking and shopping on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and those with surnames L through Z are allowed to do the same on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Anyone caught breaking curfew is liable on conviction for a fine of $1,000 and imprisonment for 6 months. For more information, go to www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. Thanks for joining us and excellent company of Mr. Jerry Ebanks. Jerry, if it's at some point, if you would allow me to, through you, help to inspire and encourage a lot more of our young people in the media. I know you have, your studies before you. You have your, was it what, Jerry Ebanks Productions, your company there as well, right? So maybe we can talk about that in a bit. Would that be okay? I won't put you on the spot too much. All right, we do have a caller as well. So let's go to our phones first, though. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
How are you, Mom? How are you?
I am very thankful and highly blessed and great to make up this show.
Oi.
You heard that?
Mm-mm-mm.
You know how fast I said that, right? So nobody would not understand besides you. Listen to me. Good afternoon, Javi. Where he is?
Abby's there, yeah.
He gone
I think he's going to look for some of that stuff Mr. Loxton was telling him about to try and find his. You play for Pete Pan. Yes, Mom.
Sterling, I was going to give him a smaller recipe. I was going to give him a smaller recipe to go fishing.
All right.
Tell him he must come back. Tell him he must come back.
All right.
Tell him he must come back so I can tell him.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. Yeah, he was looking for soldiers. Yeah, yes, Mom, he's here.
He got the soldiers.
Yeah.
Listen, Javi.
Yes.
I'm so excited to hear your voice.
Thank you very much.
Out on the radio, instead of talking about the lockdown, what the word was? Anyway.
The isolation.
Oh my God, again, I was praying for you and everybody else to understand.
Thank you
so
so
much.
Appreciate it.
Now listen to this now. I'll give you the smaller recipe now to go fishing, okay?
All right.
You say you got soldiers. You take a soldier. No, look at but I handing beach. If you don't know where that is, you know where the little West Bay dock is?
Yeah.
You can go out. You can go in fishing out there. You can go fishing out there. Listen good now. Listen now.
I listen.
You take a soldier, but look, you must only go with soldiers, you know. You got to try to get a little pack of ball of who or a little pack of squid. Because you got to take a soldier. I remember that song about all the blue scrub thing and all the soldiers is dead. You remember that one?
Yeah, Mr. Rodney goes on.
Yeah, but listen, you take the soldiers, right, and you mash up the heads, and you throw it overboard to get up the scent for the fish to come up.
Right.
To your fishing line. You mustn't only go with one line now, though, you know, because you might get a big thing, pull it, and may pop it off. You got to carry more than one line.
More than one line.
You know, yeah, so here, you know, you take the soldiers, you mash up the head, they got to save the other part there, like the carmichaels, you understand what I'm talking about? The fat part. You can fish it with that. But then I told you about the ballyhoo or the squid, right? You got to carry some of them with you too, because you might have enough soldier fat, okay?
All right.
And then, when you go there now, you wouldn't have to use the water glass and all that kind of stuff like that, all the straight kind and all that kind of stuff. That's a long recipe. That's a very long recipe, because you got to find all them things, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes. So Jerry, I hope that you wrote mine down too.
I wrote yours down because yours is much shorter. I think I can follow yours. Yours is squid and soldier and standing up on the reef. That sounds very doable.
Not on the reef, on the little dock.
On the little dock, sorry.
Yeah, the little dock. Because little dock that not much up no more. They replaced it, okay? They repaired it. But you got to watch out for all them other people that go diving and stuff like that, because you may hook them too.
Oh, wow, that's much bigger catch.
And listen, I wish you luck on getting something, if no more than a couple of grunts or squabs or something like that. You hear what I'm saying?
Oh, but I aiming for snapper, you know.
Eh?
I aiming for snapper.
But you may have gone a boat for them, you know.
A boat, okay. So you get a boat.
You may have gone a boat, but only two can go in the boat now, you know.
That's right. Only two social distancing.
And then you still got more than one line too.
I'm saying I don't mind joining somebody on a boat as long as there's only one other person in the boat, social distancing, and then we can go fishing.
And the thing now, you got to make sure, like what Sterling said, you got to make sure that they bring you back. Yes? You got to do what Sterling said. You got to make sure that they bring you back.
Oh, yes, definitely. You have to come back. I agree. Because
Yes,
Sterling can leave me out there.
Today's my day for the little humor, okay?
All right.
Listen to me now. I'm going at that man about the dentist. Sterling?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
I won't go to that man about the dentist. I want to give him a recipe now, too. Whether he, I hope he's still listening. Whether he know it or not, I don't know which district he is in, but it's been for a number of years now that each district has each district has a clinic, right? A medical clinic, and for a number of years now, each district been having a dental service there, so he can go check out the dental, go to the clinic, check out the dentist, and then find out what can happen about his appointment, if he can get an appointment there. But then again, he may have his special dentist up by the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So, but he can check it out to find out what happened about that. Because it's not nothing new now about no aunts not calling you back. Look, I'm glad that I had one down in West Bay for a number of years. Because I've been trying to get through up there for many, many, many years. So my special, I'll call him, Dr. Phillips. My special up there. But it couldn't get through. So I prayed that he gets something else going on. And we had a West Bay one working then. So I've been down there for a while. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. All right. Perfect. Hey, thanks very much, ma'am. I hope you enjoy your afternoon. And I fish. All right. You cook that up and enjoy it.
Yeah, man. I'm making 2 pots, but I got to share it.
That's the best way. Take care of yourself, ma'am. All right. Boy, Jerry, she's making us hungry, man.
I'm telling
you, dumplings.
She has me excited to going fish now. It's a very simple recipe. But she said I need a boat because I won't get snapper. So I guess I'm gonna have to find a boat I can borrow. Maybe I have to wait because I don't know if we can borrow a boat in lockdown.
Boy, you really tempting me, boy, to respond.
Because I think about it, Sterling. It would be quite amazing to have Radio Cayman with Sterling Dwayne off the banks. That would be great.
Boy, now you're talking. Boy, but as you were sharing, and I guess people like the opportunity to kind of laugh at life and take a break. But one person weighed in and say, I won't go into the epistle, but just take out the salient points. How he's seemed to be not the best way to put this. He said it doesn't make sense. So let me put it this way. Two people can go out in a boat from separate households. 2 is 2, right? But if you live in a household with 3 or 4 or 5, and you have your boat and your dock right in the backyard, you guys can't go out. But 2 people from 2 separate households can go. I guess we can see the convenience for the policing authority wanting to enforce it, but I guess the practical side of it, you got to choose between which child you want to take. If you got more than one, if your spouse wants to come, or you have other people in the in the household. So some of these things, they don't really seem to make a whole lot of sense, right?
Well, I really don't know because, like I said, I think I understand why. They say 2 persons to the boat. When I watched the press conference, I think that the primary said is about quickly identifying, that you're not over the limit, so that
it makes it easier for them.
The police wouldn't have to stop you to find out if everybody on this vessel is in the same household. It's easier to just look and say, is that 2 people, yes or no? So I understand that, but I think everybody should kind of keep in focus that it's not permanent, because, I would love to be able to go on a boat again quite soon, but I think everything will happen in time, and I don't think that I have a solution, for that. I think it's just a case where we might just have to wait for a bit.
Yeah, what's that song? Just have to wait. Love don't come easy. It's all a game of give and take. But no, but I hear you. And like I said, it's easy for those who want to lord it over others to enforce, right? But it's not about them. It's about maintaining civility in society and sanity amongst the people, right? And I understand what may sound like justification, but if you go back to the logic of let's keep people apart, let's not mix households. If you in your household and I in mine, you got 10 or 20 people in yours and I got the same amount of mine, I come pick you up in my boat or you come pick me up in yours. When we go out, when we return home, we have mixed and then we take it back to our respective households, right? So the sense in there is questionable. But I guess, like you said, maybe it's, we won't get to a point where we have, as some have feared, a world where the leadership is bent on this notion of power, and they're gone crazy with being drunken on the power. Maybe the populace will one day come back to its senses. But laughter now, Javi. They say laughter brings good medicine.
That's right.
Could I ask of you? Because I think our perception of you from your productions on stage, from even your just regular sort of goings and comings, you're not just very intelligent and astute, but you're also insightful, but very, very jovial. I mean, what's your tagline? Javi with a belly?
Javi with a, yeah, that's the brand right there.
Yeah, and that in and of itself speaks to the brand. And could you tell us about Javi Ebanks Productions? I mean, I don't want to impose on you too much and talk your business, but maybe it'll encourage other people. What is it? How did it come about? And tell us about it.
Javi Ebanks Productions is a small video and audio production company. We're living in times where persons are at home more, and you still need to find ways to communicate. And, you can do phone calls, you can do Zoom calls, but maybe there are things that you would like to, see over video, that persons can understand. Maybe you have something that you want to show to your staff, for example. Maybe explain how to work at home during COVID-19, and you want a short video. Those are the projects that we're into creating. It's about making video and audio production services more accessible to the Cayman population, because we're home now. We're home more than ever, and even before that, we were on social media more than ever, and videos is an excellent way to communicate via social media, to show ideas, to encourage conversations, to show off a product. There's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things that you can promote via video, and so I think that is what Javi Ebanks Productions is. It is bringing video and audio production services to the public and making it more accessible.
All right. Now, with that, if people wanted to, not only the companies, but even the individuals, I can see birthdays and anniversaries and other special occasions, but equally, just to reach out to someone, given that we all sort of, for want of a better word, I don't know, isolation, not even a good word, man. I think under house arrest is a more fitting thing, right? So if someone wanted to send, like how we have a saying telegram back in the day when some of us were younger, could they reach out to you and say, hey, Javi, put something together for us because we want to send it to, family and friends, maybe here in the Cayman Islands or maybe overseas? Could they reach out to you for that?
Absolutely. We're available on WhatsApp, so 929-7000. But I think it's very important that people have an understanding, before they say, hey, I want to make a video, because when persons come for a video, what is usually the first question? Well, how much is a video? And I think if I could provide that level of understanding, persons would have a better idea of what they're looking for, and then be able to budget themselves accordingly for videos.
All right. How would they how would they get in touch with you?
929-7000 is the way to reach out. It's available on WhatsApp, or you can give us a call. Somebody will surely respond to you. But things to keep in mind. Videos cost vary depending on how technical is it to put together the video that you're looking for. If it's a very simple video, then it would be cheaper. But if it's something that requires an editor to work for numerous hours, then that's when the price starts to go up. And so it is really dependent on what persons are looking for. And persons often think that the length of my video will alter how much it costs, but that's actually not true. A 2-minute video can be more expensive than, say, a 1-hour video. It's really dependent on what is needed to create that video.
The editing and the like. So if people wanted, and they would send you, argument's sake, old photographs of things, or they had little video clips from their old VCR or their phones, they could send that along and say, hey, could you somehow incorporate this? Potentially, that might be workable, huh?
That could be workable. There's some steps that we go through. So first, we want to find out exactly what persons are looking for in their video. So we would send you what is called a creative brief form. And it's just a form to fill out so we know exactly what you're looking for in the video, exactly who you're targeting, exactly what is your budget, so that we have on paper a clear idea of what you're looking for in the video. And then after that, then we'll begin collecting elements, whether it's videos that you have that you want us to edit, or videos that we need to go out and shoot, or photographs. Then that's when that process would start of collecting videos to make one final product.
Wow, well, it sounds like I should reach out to you and see if you could do a video with me. This is what I'm thinking now. I want you to paint me, with the handsome looks of Paul Newman, the ruggedness of Clint Eastwood, and sort of the fierceness of Charles Bronson. I mean, you think you could do that for me?
Well, now you see, now you're going into the field of magic, Sterling, and that's not quite where Jeffy Ebanks Productions are. We're there for the videos and getting the videos out.
No, Jeff. No, I honestly, seriously, I commend you for it. I know as your studies, but also your previous experience in working. I think you shared with us before that having the opportunity to not just work before you went to university, but your time at UCCI serves you
Right.
well now as you're in the UK studying.
Absolutely.
Are you seeing the application of your studies, not just your combined experiences to date, whether studying here at UCCI or working previously, um, are they sort of culminating into what you're now continuing to do through Javi Banks Productions?
Absolutely. Working at, for example, when I was working in radio, taught me how, to present ideas to an audience, and how to present ideas, within a time constraint. That was very important. And that is something that I still use, today. Somebody might have a video and they say, well, I don't want the video to be long, but I need to get this point across. How can we get it across in a time-efficient way? Those are things that I still do every single day, and those are things that, we can help persons with.
And that's the thing, we often repeat without sometimes fully appreciating. We say, pictures worth 1,000 words, but sometimes we also come to understand that in order to succinctly and very concisely, clearly, coherently, comprehensively communicate it, some sort of a message, there are restraints. Like now, we have a news break at 1 and 2, or right now the commercial breaks sometimes can, seemingly interrupt the flow of a conversation, but you got to learn how to manage that. When we come back from the break, Jevi, you had mentioned earlier, and I certainly want to ask more about, Jevi Banks Productions, as it were, right? But you were referencing earlier about the Cayman kind that you have sort of experienced, right? And there's a fine gentleman and his wife who I think exhibit much of that, and a lot of things that we see going on with assisting people through many endeavors. With any good fortune, maybe we can reach out to him and bring him into the conversation just to highlight that there's some good examples out there. So
Right,
after
absolutely.
the break, let's do that. Stay
After the
tuned.
break.
After the break.
Social distancing is crucial for our community to get back to normal. And never before has communication been so crucial. Keeping in touch with family, friends, and up to date requires you to stay in touch. Green Turtle offers the solution for both. Download the Green Turtle app now. Top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination in Cayman. Phones delivered to your home, and with the new rewards program, you can even redeem points towards a new phone and other products. Download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Hashtag Stay Home Cayman. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile, saving lives today.
Attention all blood donors, we need a pint from you. Join us at the National Blood Bank this Thursday, 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The off-campus location at the Red Cross building across from the Farmers Market. Spend 15 minutes, give your pint, and save 3 lives. Curfew day not your day? Not a problem. Visit giveblood.ky, request your letter, and it will be emailed to you. The National Blood Bank Auxiliary location at the Red Cross building. Compliments of the Cayman Islands Red Cross. Community partners are Rotary Club Central, Generali Health Insurance, Car City Fosters Group, and the Cayman Blood Donors Service. Remember, when blood is needed, nothing else will do. This message is courtesy of the Rotary Club Central, supporting the National Blood Bank since 1999. Rotary, connecting the world.
You may be home isolating, but your taste buds can explore the world. Dragon Inn Restaurant in Countryside Plaza, offering savory dishes in traditional, authentic, American, Szechuan, Mandarin, Filipino cuisine, and Cantonese style, made fresh daily. Family dinner specials, rich in taste with no MSG. Choose from stir fry, chop suey, chow mein, sweet and sour, and so much more. Call 947-1166. Pick up Monday to Saturday from 10:30 a.m. until 7 p.m. Delivery 7 days per week until 9 p.m. Dragon Inn Restaurant and Countryside Plaza. Daily lunch specials and combinations, bringing international deliciousness to your doorstep. Call 947-1166 to place your order.
Stop the spread of coronavirus by washing your hands with soap frequently. If none is available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Stay at home whenever you can. Avoid close contact with people outside your household by staying a minimum of 6 feet apart and wear a mask while in public. For more information, go to www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
Would you like to cancel a work permit that was submitted before or during COVID-19? Are your PR fees due soon and unsure what to do? Want to know the status of a submitted work permit? Email workadministration@gov.ky today. That's WORCadministration@gov.ky, or visit www.workworc.ky today.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And thanks again to Jeff Ebanks for sitting and hopefully enjoying yourself with us this afternoon, Jeff.
No, I'm here.
And also, hopefully you're enjoying yourself as well.
Yes, absolutely. Always enjoying myself with you, Sterling.
Well, you must be half West Bay, boy. See how you and me so smooth.
We all E-Banks, you know, so I have to treat a fellow E-Banks really good.
Yeah, man. But I wanted to ask, well, before I do, because sometimes, I should be mindful. Is there any particular thing that you want to say or ask of me or just comment on before I, maybe continue in whatever vein we decide to pursue?
No, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, great. I want to ask from the perspective of what I call an earlier share. And I'm convinced that's like a lot of us, but I would wonder to what extent that everything we read, we watch, we see, we're discussing, if it's all related to this. There are some of us who love to read and may be drawn to read probably the same or similar kind of things, the same author, the same type of publications. But for variety, we'll pick up other things to read. In this instance, though, it seems that everything in the news, everything, whether it's environmental, economic, whether it's has to do with politics or society, it's all revolving around this scenario we're facing. Is that what you're finding?
Yeah, for the most part, that's what I'm finding, because that's what's most prominent across the world right now. Every country is being affected by it, but for me, I don't find it overly indulgent, because I go out of my way not to watch too much of the news. Like, I'd watch the press briefings, or I'd say watch Al Jazeera News. It gives quite a good roundup of what's going on around the world. The Libya conflict, and so they report on more than just coronavirus, and so I don't find myself overwhelmed by the amount of things that I find regarding coronavirus, specifically because I go out of my way, to limit, or to at least monitor what I take in about COVID-19.
I think that's advisable. I think even certainly anyone out there with more insight, certainly if I misspeak, weigh in quickly. But I think in addition to that, it would be wise to make sure that you have a greater variety now in your sort of intake. If you're reading stuff, read some funny stuff, read stuff on other things, maybe go back to reading some of the classics. If you're watching things, don't be consumed so that you become overwhelmed by everything being all about this, because it can be difficult. The reason why I was asking that is in some of the readings, and some of so within academic journals, some of it is just speculation and conjecture by philosophers or other pundits and the like, and the potential for the long-term negative consequences on people's health, not just their mental health, but their physical health. For instance, we're seeing here in Cayman, and I'm sure it's probably similar in other places, that in the early days, many of the sort of medical appointments, the follow-up, the checkups, and the like, were being postponed to be rescheduled. And I would eventually say that I've probably a concerted effort now to get people back on their regular schedule, so they're seeing their physicians, whatever else that they had planned, whether it's elective surgeries or not. Hopefully they'll come on order very soon. From your perspective, though, any concerns that those things could potentially negatively affect people, their lives, their quality of life, their longevity?
I really don't know, but I think that, like I said, we will experience some level of normalcy again, and so I think people will be able to, go to the to the hospital to see their physician. For now, they may, be restricted to, doing it via Zoom call under the circumstances, but I don't think that it will maintain for the long haul in the future. We're going to go back to a sense of normalcy, and I think, going to the hospital for elective procedures and stuff like that, will happen again in the near future. I think, what we're experiencing is just a right now thing, and it's likely to change soon.
Well, you might be right, I mean, I'll share with you, I got many variations of this sort of comment, right? But this is probably one of the better ones I've received this week. It says, if the masks work, then why the 6 feet? If the 6 feet works, why the mask? If both work, why the lockdown? Something to think about. What are your thoughts?
I think they're preventative measures. I don't think anybody is saying that wearing a mask or standing 6 feet is going to be an ironclad way of saying that you're not going to get the coronavirus. I think almost every rule that we experience in our lives is to teach us a lesson, and I think the lesson here is that we need to just be more socially conscious of how we interact with people. I think that's the lesson here. How do we interact with people? Maybe, you may have to cut down how many people, you interact with at one time, just for your health and safety. But it's a personal decision. Nobody can force you, to observe those. That's the recommendation. That's the law for some things. But at the same time, you make the decision whether you comply with the law or not. That's your personal decision, and you simply have to live with the consequences. You live with the consequences if you choose to follow the law. You also live with the consequences if you choose not to. So I think it is about people getting the right information and making the decision on their own.
Yeah, being informed, being engaged, being in a position where you can access credible, reliable, very timely information. But with that though, and again, I don't think we want anybody to leave, for what they're hearing and come away with anything other than we want everybody to be safe, to be socially responsible, to be personally responsible. But we look at hygiene, for instance. There are some of us for whom personal hygiene is a priority. We wash our hands constantly. We are very, very conscious of cleanliness and the like, and doing things not only to make sure we are safe, but to ensure the safety as best as possible of others around us. For instance, you go to some people's homes and they're preparing a meal. You would think that they were doing some sort of exam for a health inspection or the like, but that's just the way they are.
Right.
And sadly, there are probably some of us that may have been playing in a toxic dump, and then we'll come inside and quickly pick up some meal to eat with our hands and not even think twice about it. Maybe one exaggeration, but some of us are, not necessarily of the same mindset as others for different reasons, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's just most important that persons have access to accurate and reliable information, because we can't force. That's where how the society we live in, Sterling. We can't force people to do anything, But I think if persons understand the importance of it, and that's why you have to value education so much, not just formal education, but any way that you can educate people, you have to treat it with the utmost respect, because this is how persons are going to receive information and then determine what to do with their life.
well, I'll ask you to forgive me because you know that when I talk to you and I think of you, I have a perception that you're not just intelligent, but you're quick on your feet and you can think and talk, and so maybe sometimes I may, unfortunately for you, put you in a higher sort of plane than is really appropriate, right? But with that in mind, could I say this then? We say we can't force people, but we pass laws, which in a sense is saying if you don't comply, there's going to be a sanction. For instance, uh, was it the curfews, whether you understand the process, whether you agree with it, whether you accept that it's, appropriate or draconian, whatever the view, not you necessarily, just you generally. But there is this thing that says if you don't do this, then you're going to be prosecuted, right? So in a sense, we are, forcing people, here's a stick to keep you compliant. So we are forcing people, wouldn't you say?
To me, no, it's not forcing people, because you have persons who I do not support it, and I would never promote that somebody actively break the law.
Right, right, agree.
It is at the end of the day, it is a personal decision to break the law, especially in the case where you know what the law is. Now, ignorance of the law, as we've heard many a time before, is not an excuse to break the law. But you still have to make the personal decision to either comply or to not comply. Either way, if you comply, you've made the choice to comply. If you don't comply, you've made the choice not to comply. At the end of the day, it is on you as a person.
All right. Well, then with that, then if we look, I don't know, and again, this is just, I guess, from reading and from having the wonderful, array of people in this country, the resources, the intellect, their experiences. I mean, we say, the 100+ nationalities here. I don't know how many of us appreciate how rich that is. You can talk to people from almost any walk of life, from almost any country, and get a perspective as they see it from their country, right? And so you can do some comparative analysis if you wanted to. With that in mind, though, if we were to look at, say, the UK's regulations and laws and ours, was it £60 over there for a breach, and here it's what 3,000? I mean, why? That seems like a fair, significant difference in penalties for breach.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, I don't know how to say this the right way, but when I was in the UK, I
Can you
remember
draw closer, Mr. Jevi? I just you got a little bit light there.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Much
Can you hear
better.
me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I was saying, I hear what you're saying, £60 in the UK for a violation versus £3,000 here. It's a drastic difference. But I don't know how to say it, but I met a lot of persons who were in the UK, and to them, £60 is a significant amount of money that they cannot risk to break the virus. Now, some obviously have, but I don't think it's fair to say that what is a fine in one country is going to be a sufficient fine in another. In another country, I'm sure many people who, if the fine was so low, would happily said, well, I'll purposefully break the law because I can afford to pay the fine. I think the idea is to make it really high so that people say, well, I can't risk losing this amount of money now for breaking the law. So
No,
I think
I hear
it's
you.
very different where you are and the economics there, because I'll say I lived in the UK and I live here, and I will always do my best to live in Cayman. But it's two different economies, two different countries, two different ways of life, two different perspectives. And I think the proof of it is many people might not like it, but, Cayman did excellent with handling the coronavirus. I can't say the same about the UK, and that's not in a vindictive way. It's just I'm watching the news. This is my assessment as a student of it. If the $60 fine were working so good, then why does the UK have so many cases? That's just my way of thinking.
Well, I hear you, and I think this is where this whole discussion allows, for people, hopefully they'll find time, whether it's a video call, a telephone call. For me, it's talking to people, not necessarily typing into some sort of group chat. But if that's how you do it, to engage in people, not just within, your four walls, not just within your own borders, but because of the connectedness of our global environment, to get perspectives from people. And with that, maybe the only other point I would make is that the language that we put into how we draft our laws and our regulations, in the UK is, if you're out and about, you're out and about, if you have a reasonable excuse, a reasonable cause to be out and about, then that's okay. If the police stop you and say, where you going? Well, here it's, with a lawful excuse, a lawful, there's a higher standard. So why I'm asking that, are we sometimes, whether we are because of what some have shared, the mindset that, you still deal with natives and they're primitive and they're ignorant. So because they're so stupid, you got to make sure that you keep them in line. Or is it the arrogance and otherwise of those who are in a position at that time? Or is it just an insensitive, disrespectful tone, the way we say and do things? Is the language coming across sufficiently clear, but also in a mature, respectful way to reflect, the nature of the day? Just thoughts to consider. What do you think, Mr. Javi?
I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. But like I was saying, I think it's two different places and two different ways of operating, and it's not to me logical to think that Cayman can operate the same way that the UK has. Every country has to have its own response to deal with its own population.
Right.
In my
Well,
view.
I hear you, man. And then maybe after the break, all right, could we talked about jobs earlier. I want to maybe ask about that in perspective, but can talk about other things. I think I got a comment here if you remind me about our borders. We had said earlier that our borders are closed. This person messaged and say, but are they really? You know, planes are coming to go in. Are they all cargo? No, I don't know. But there are allegations that some private aircraft are able to come and go. So maybe the borders are only closed for some people for some time. Who knows? After the break, Jeff, you want to weigh in on some more of those things, and I'll happily engage you as best as you can, right?
Cool.
All right. To our listeners, the phone line's open, so call and share your thoughts with us. 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
With no vaccine, with no cure, our current solution is keeping our distance and staying at home. We stay at home to keep safe, to reduce harm to others. We stay apart while out and about, space between life and death. We keep our distance 6 feet apart because 6 feet apart is better than 6 feet below. We stay at home because it takes upwards of 40 nurses, doctors, laboratory technicians, housekeepers to care for one COVID-19 patient. Diagnosis, intubation, extubation to full recovery. 40 healthcare professionals and their families at risk while taking care of one COVID-19 patient. Breathe easy. Keep your distance. Stay home. Don't risk you. Don't risk others. This is Rotary Central saying, live to breathe, breathe to live, because breathing is everything.
Obey the laws and wear the gauze. Protect your jaws from septic paws. Stay clean, Cayman, with $9.99 and 2 packs of KN95 masks for $6.99. Wholesale pricing available at all 5 Liquor for Less locations: Shedden Road, North Church Street, Savannah, Northside, and the McClendon Drive Airport location. Don't miss the incredible lockdown price markdown and manager specials exclusively at Liquor for Less. Hundreds of fine, starting from cases of ice cold below wholesale prices, and save $9 off liters. Prices so low we can't say it on the radio. Liquor for Less enforces the wearing of masks and social distancing while in store and encourage other preventative measures to help stop the spread of COVID-19, such as consistent hand washing and only leaving home for essential purposes.
Your Radio Cayman 6 p.m. news, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Logic, your life connected.
The Ministry of Tourism is establishing a needs registry for displaced Caymanian tourism employees. This information will be used for review of necessary support for the tourism sector. Caymanian tourism employees are asked to complete the online registration form available at tourismregistration.ourcayman.ky. Sign up today to be included.
The Cayman Islands government wishes to advise the public that they will continue to distribute reusable cloth masks across the Cayman Islands with the assistance of the RCIPS Community Police Officer and Community Safety Officer in your areas. Officers will be visiting homes in all districts over the next few weeks, and a limited supply of both disposable and reusable masks will also be available at supermarkets. Remember, you are required to wear a mask when indoors in any public place and when using public transportation. Continue to maintain a minimum of 6-foot distance at all times from persons who do not live in your own household, and wash hands frequently. Stay safe, Cayman.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And again, special thanks to Jeff Ebanks for spending some of his time with us. Imagine if we paid him, how much better it would be. Hey, Jeff?
Thank you for having me on, Sterling. It's always a pleasure to come on and talk
All
with
right.
you.
Oh, no, man. Thank you. Always great. And I think through you, we can continue to inspire more of our people, not just our young, you know, people as they consider careers and look at their studies overseas and here and likewise, but just encourage them, man. We do have a caller online. Though. Let's go to the phones first. Though. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Ah, see that? You speak of good people and they appear. I just thought of you earlier. How are you, sir?
I am very good, Dwayne. I am very good. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on the show. And I wanted to thank you because my wife mentioned that she did speak to you previously when she saw you in the supermarket with proper distance, proper social distancing, obviously. But we wanted to call in to just create a great awareness of something that we decided to start as a result of the pandemic, right? And we've always been donated to charities and stuff like that, my wife and I, and we decided to, let's do something else. So while we're sitting watching TV, we said, you know what, let's start a soup kitchen, and we literally were able to start the soup kitchen. We started planning a week and a half ago. Our first day was Monday, and we distributed 100 and something soups, like 70 something Subway sandwiches. And today we distributed 80 something Subway sandwiches and 100 and something soups across the West Bay community. But also it's open to everyone. We're not being specific to West Bay. It's anyone that's in need. We basically can just show up. There's no need to register. There's no need to do anything. You just show up and a soup will be available for you and a sandwich, as well as goodies for kids as well. And it's a really community spirited initiative, but it's also a family initiative. So my kids are involved. My wife is involved. It's actually her specific recipe the soup that we eat at home is what she's making. So the same ingredients down to the salt is what we use. We just try to create, an atmosphere where people can feel comfortable in coming and not feel the stigma attached to the massive issues that they're facing, both financially and emotionally.
And I commend you for that because I think that there are many times I'm mindful that I don't say this improperly because I haven't necessarily formulated thoughts, but I look at communities that are perceived to be, affluent, and that's a very general term. But without people appreciating how challenging it is for all of us, and I commend you, your family, for doing this, not just because of the need that is there, but the loving touch that you bring to it. Now, for people, where's the location for this? Where do they come to get it? I mean, you want us to swing by your house and you drop it off? I mean, where is it?
No. What we do it, we actually I'll send you the flyer, right? So we do it out of the John Gray Memorial Church Hall. It's because there's an industrial kitchen there, so we do all the preparation there, and that's the main distribution point. But we also deliver as well. So you have a number. So if someone is not able to make it, whether walk, drive, or ride, you can call this number 547-4209, and we'll have it delivered to them. I did a number of deliveries today. My son did as well, and some of his friends have gone and delivered as well. So it doesn't really matter. What we want to do is find needy people and help them. And so they can call us, they can WhatsApp us, and then we will arrange for someone to deliver it to them. But yeah, it is an altruistic thing, and it's something doing that. We're blessed in so many different ways, and we're all in this storm together, but we're in different ships, if you know what I mean. We're all weathering the storm differently. And I think the thing what is amazing about Cayman, and which is one of our strongest points, is just the level of diversity that we have here, both in terms of nationalities, but the age group as well. And I think we want to keep that sense of community. My forefathers, as you know, we've been here from like 1792, but my grandfather, born in South Sound, was raised in South Sound, and as a young man went to Nicaragua, and that's where I was born, and I moved here when I was very young, to come back to a country that has been amazing to me, absolutely amazing, and I would not want to live anywhere else, and that's why I think that I want to preserve Cayman and to preserve the good things about Cayman. Caymanians, as you know, historically are very benevolent, philanthropic people. We know what the meaning of family is, and I think more so than now, like this time, it makes you reflect as to how blessed we all are. And when we are blessed, then we need to somehow share that blessing. So we're not asking for any donations. We're literally, my wife and our company, Catalyst, we are actually funding this for the next 8 weeks. We just want people to be aware that it's available, and we're not asking for names. We're not asking for your, whether you're able to afford it. We just, if you have the need, just reach out to us, and we'll make sure that we fulfill that need, at least for a hearty soup and a sandwich twice a week.
Yeah, man. So it's Mondays and Thursdays at the
Mondays
John
and
Gray.
Thursdays, at the John Gray Memorial Hall. And the reason why I did it on Mondays and Thursdays was just to be able to adhere to the guidelines as it relates to surname. So A to K on Mondays and L to Z on Thursdays, so everyone can be on the road at least one time during the weekend and be able to get them.
All right. And the times again, like you said,
11:30 to 1:30.
or 11:30 to 1:30, and it's something that I think as I listen to you, we're mindful. What the scripture talks about, to whom much is given, much is required. And when we see what is transpiring globally, but certainly within our communities, it could be that individual that up until now, maybe making it, but as they look down the road, it's probably going to be challenging financially. So a nice hearty soup and sandwich, so at least that's something that they can, for that day anyway, can say I had something and that can sustain them. Because as you shared, that the history global in here has been one that are people being benevolent and charitable, but they've seen very hard times and understand the value of what family is and what family can do when we work together, right?
Right. And and that's exactly the sentiment. And like Kathy, my wife, she's a very giving person and is always thinking about others, right? And we sat down literally and said, let's go and do this. So last week when Neil Thompson's opened up, we went and we bought 3 big pots, bought all the utensils, bought all the cutlery, the containers, and we're up and running in like 3 days time. It didn't take much effort. It took effort, but it's a mammoth task. But I think we approached it that let's make it as simple as possible, and do it the way we would like it to be done. So let's not try to recreate the wheel. Let's call on our friends who we know will support us, and they came here to help prepare the soups, help prepare the bags. So we not only take the soup, we actually take a Subway sandwich, which thankfully Lisa and Troy have been extremely helpful as well, and we give us the sandwiches at a discount, but we put it in a paper bag. So there's a sandwich, a water, a cupcake that my daughter made. Like last night, she was up until 10:30 creating a special cupcake for this. So it is really a family thing, and it is such a fulfilling experience. Just a while ago, we took it into a community in West Bay, and I actually told my son and his friends, who were all driving with him, 2 cars, we went in a caravan. I said, you guys are going to go and see this. And we opened the back of the cars, and we had 12 kids come, and we actually created special bags for kids as well. So we had little treats for the kids, and we gave out about 16 different bags to kids in a very small community. And they were just so, I guess, happy to see us, but also appreciative of the gesture. I mean, there was no, that's what I think is amazing, that they just want someone to help them, right? And this has given us an opportunity to be able to help, but also to show other kids who don't have to think about what they're going to eat today or what they're going to eat tomorrow, so that they can appreciate what we have as well and preserve that, and preserve not only the social aspect of it, but understand that economically Cayman is blessed, and we have to do everything in our power to maintain the economic engine, but not forgetting that economics and social development go hand in hand.
Yeah, man. But Rahul, I could, encourage you to talk about it longer. We got the news coming up, but as you said, Mondays and Thursdays, 11:30 to 1:30 at the John Gray Church Hall. Listen, if you need to call in at any time to be on the show, just a quick reminder, please, and we'll be honored to promote it as well if that's okay with you, just to let people know.
Your 2 p.m. headlines brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
It's only two species that we have here on Cayman.
Your voice, your choice. For today's biggest news. Access.
Local, regional, international, this is headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom team.
Today's biggest news.
The Ministry of Community Affairs reminds the public that the deadline for submitting applications to its work permit holder project is May 31st. For more information, contact 244-8000 or email cigcovidsupport@gov.ky. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines. Nissan's UK factory in Sunderland will stay open as the Japanese car maker carries out a global restructuring amid the coronavirus pandemic. The car maker also announced it will close its factory in Barcelona with a loss of about 2,800 jobs, prompting protests at the Spanish plant. And France's Prime Minister Edouard Philippe has announced the reopening of bars and restaurants nationally, although Paris will need careful monitoring despite no longer being a virus hotspot. A ban on traveling more than 60 miles has also been relaxed, but the bar on gatherings of more than 10 people remains. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Your 2 p.m. headlines brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
Social distancing is crucial for our community to get back to normal. And never before has communication been so crucial. Keeping in touch with family, friends, and up to date requires you to stay in touch. Green Turtle offers the solution for both. Download the Green Turtle app now. Top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination in Cayman. Phones delivered to your home, and with the new rewards program, you can even redeem points towards a new phone and other products. Download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Hashtag Stay Home Cayman. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app, the future of mobile, saving lives today.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Obey the laws and wear the gauze. Protect your jaws from septic paws. Stay clean, Cayman. Reflection sells hand sanitizer from $2.99. 10 surgical masks are only $9.99. And the best KN95 masks from only $3.30. Volume discounts available at all 5 Liquor for Less locations. Shedden Road, North Church Street, Savannah, Northside, and the McClendon Drive Airport location. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible lockdown price markdowns. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $9 off liters of. Enjoy our manager specials exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low, we can't say them on the radio. Liquor for Less enforces the wearing of masks, social distancing, and preventative measures to help stop the spread of COVID-19, such as consistent hand washing and only leaving home for essential purposes.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to Jevi Eubanks for sitting with us. And just before the news, we were having a good conversation with Mr. Rahul Nicholson Co. as he was sharing that him and his wife Catherine, the entire wonderful family, again showing that incredible spirit of benevolence and charity and love for community. I know Rahul was talking. Rahul, are you still there?
I am still here.
Oh, perfect, man. Sorry, we went to the news, and I hope forgive us if I cut you mid-sentence.
No, not at all.
But
I
tell us,
totally
I mean,
understand.
you're busy, you're doing it, but Mondays and Thursdays at the John Gray Church Hall,
Right.
having an opportunity for people to not just get a little fellowship, but a very nourishing soup and sandwich. 11:30 until 1:30, you were saying, right?
Right, 11:30 to 1:30, yeah. And we, it's open up
Sorry,
to
Raul.
everybody. And yeah, hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello,
Are you there, sir?
I am.
Okay,
Hello,
Jevi, what about you?
Yes, I'm
can
here.
you hear me? You can
Okay,
hear
are
me?
you hearing Raul or am
I
I?
am
Yes,
hearing.
I'm hearing Raul clearly.
Okay, and I'm not. Raul?
Hello.
Yeah, there
You
you
guys can
are.
hear me? Yeah,
I
yeah.
can hear
Okay,
you now.
perfect.
He was hearing you, but I wasn't. You know
That's
what?
weird. That's weird. Selective amnesia, it's called. No, sorry.
Is that what it is? I was
Yeah.
just thinking, oh.
All right. Okay. No. Yeah, Dwayne. So it's 11:30, 1:30 on Mondays, on Tuesdays, Thursdays. Sorry. And we wanted to we said community for it was purpose. That word is purposely chosen, right? Because community isn't West Bay. I think community is the Cayman Islands, right? So it's open to anyone. We've had so if there's anyone in any district that requires some assistance, right, they can reach out to us on 547-4209, and we will more than likely know someone in that community that would be able to deliver the soup and sandwiches to them. So it's I didn't want it. We don't want to make it a bureaucratic thing. We just want to make it very simple, very human, on a very organic level. And that's how it started. It literally was that sitting in the couch watching TV, and Kathy said, I think we need to do more. We help charities, and we were buying gift cards for some of the charities, and so that you could give to, the people that are in need. And she said, let's do a bit more. And it literally started that we called our son, who was actually quarantined for 2 weeks. He's now back out. He's out. So we timed it so that when he got back, he'd be able to help as well. He then recruited a number of his other friends, right? And his friends and our friends. So it's families. So we have a family, the Millgate family. So Alan and Marcia Millgate. They brought their kids. They're doing deliveries. Jason and Trinette Gastineau and others were helping. And they were just our friends and neighbors. And they said, we'd love to come and help. And they're out there cooking and putting the stuff together and helping the community, because it more so, it is unbelievable the level of, I'm sure you may appreciate it and understand it more than I do, that how the struggles that people are going through, right? The economic numbers that Minister Mark Taggart presented, Honorable Minister Mark Taggart presented are frightening numbers, right? And those things that isn't going to be fixed quickly. So I think if we have the ability to help those that are truly suffering in the community, we have to do whatever we can to help them and try to bring a level of normalcy, right? Because I also think that one of the big things that's actually will emanate from this disaster is, one, obviously people is hunger, but also people's mental state as well, and their ability to deal with issues from a mental and emotional perspective, because this is going to affect lots of people, and it has affected a lot of people, and this is just Kathy and myself just doing our little part, and there are so many other people doing amazing work around Cayman, and I think that
I agree.
Jerry?
Yeah, sorry. I'd like Mr. Raul to finish, because I agree with so much of what he's saying.
Right. Yeah, but Jerry, thank you so much. Yeah. This is it's sometimes when you do things right, they've always said is that if you do it with the right heart and the right mind, that's the best way to do it. Where you give where you don't expect anything in return, and this is truly one of those things. And I have to commend my wife for doing it. It's her idea. She's basically taken on everything and has managed it like a proper CEO, much better than I have, right? And so she's done a fantastic job in terms of getting the right people involved and just managing it's her recipe doing, and I'm telling you, like, literally everything down to the salt that we use at home is what she has bought. She has not scrimped and scraped. She said, this is what I'm going to give. I'm going to give what I would want to receive, and that's how it's done. I just want to create awareness of this, right? Because today, before we opened, there was a line outside of the church hall waiting for people to come in. there was at least 15 to 20 people waiting to be served, right? So clearly there is a demand, and a lot of charities are doing a lot, but those people, they've been doing it for years, right? And there is just, I think the sheer demand has basically overwhelmed a lot of these NGOs. So we've created a pop-up NGO and just try to fill that gap, right? Because there's a huge gap that needs to be filled, and we're just doing a little slither of it to fill that, But and we'll continue to do it as long as we can, because this may go on longer than we think. In 8 weeks' time, it may be a bit longer,
Well, it's something that I was, sorry, Jevi, that I was sort of alluding to earlier in our conversation with Jevi, trying to look at it from as objective a perspective as possible. I don't know too many people who can't become emotive when they're looking at the plight of people, not just globally, but within our own communities. So trying to put on a sort of an objective lens. As you shared, Raul, we're cognizant that many of those charities have been in existence. My friends and family who, very much behind the scenes or, for years been doing these things, all of a sudden they're saying, we don't have 100 people now, we got 1,000.
Right.
It's maybe, just one thing a day or maybe only 2 or 3 times a week, but the level of anxiety or stress or trepidation, whatever word you want to put in there, that people are starting to feel as they are thinking, well, if this goes on down the road, what is going to happen? Uh, and that is probably one of the greatest concerns on a personal level that I have. If we continue in this vein, people are, and I don't say this to offend anybody. If they are, they call me, I will apologize, but I won't take it back in that sense. We're under house arrest. We're living like we're in prison. We're treating people with great disdain and disrespect. We got some on their high horses as if they're lords and gods and despots, from a stroke of the pen away. No humility. And to see you, your wife, and your family with such love doing this, I mean, that as you said, to the very salt that you use shows you that you put love into this thing. The people who receive it are not just going to be nourished because of the food is nutritious. They're going to be nourished because of the wonderful spirit in which it is given. And I tell you, man, that touches my heart.
Yeah, doing it, but I also think that, the government has done a great job in terms of, like mitigating the potential risk, because even though, we've been blessed that we haven't seen, we only seen one death, right? We didn't know like how this could impact the wider community. So I think they've done a good job in preparing Cayman to make sure that we're protected in that way. But I think, private citizens that have the ability to help and augment what the government is doing is important, right? But it is, so that's all we felt, that if let's just play our little part, like we're in a massive puzzle. We're part of a much bigger ecosystem, for the want of a better word. And when we play a positive role, we have to, that role then maybe prompt others to do something else that they may not have thought about before, because the things that we put this together from a Friday, like it's actually happened on a Wednesday, right? So the Sunday, it actually happened on a Sunday, and then the Wednesday, last week Wednesday, we went and bought everything, right? So within 3 days, we put it all together. My daughter did the flyers. She so it was and she then created her own cupcakes, and she did a massive cupcake bakery. Had an operational thing in her kitchen last night where she decided she was going to create a special cupcake. She whipped the ice, and it was unbelievable.
You make me more cupcakes now, man.
No, it's amazing. Honestly, I had 2 of them last night in a space of a minute, right? It was just
take a picture, send me one, okay?
I will. I certainly will. And Jerry as well, if you want to.
Thank you.
But the thing is, guys, I mean, we're all from the West Bay community, right? So Jerry, I want you to spread the word in terms of what we're doing, how we're doing it, and if you know of anyone in need, come on Mondays and Thursdays and pick up the soup and have it delivered to them, right? Or have them come by and pick it up. So if there's anyone, and we all know people are in need, I can guarantee you, everyone will know someone that would actually appreciate this, right? And that's all we want to, the message that we want to get out in the wider community.
Right. Rahul, before you go, Jevi, with respect, can I jump in and offer? This is a suggestion that was put to me yesterday. And I think when it was first put to me, there's a bit of reticence because, this is probably a stupid idea. But based on what you just said, I feel motivated. If it's a bad idea, then they can blame me for it. It's a good idea. They can give the guy credit for it. The Honorable Finance Minister said yesterday that probably we're going to look at, as a country, putting together a $500 million line of credit to draw down sometime next year or if they need, right? The suggestion was there are a lot of us Caymanians and sort of friends of Cayman who love this place and see the need, right? Just like we can contribute to the charities, we can do the gift cards, we can do the toy drives, we can do these things. His suggestion was, is there 500 of us who could each put $1 million in? 500 times $1 million, we got $500 million. Or maybe some can put 10 million, some people can only put 10,000. Is there a way to pool this and create, I think his word was a sovereign fund, but I think he used another word. Can I throw that out there? You probably perhaps can toss it around with that great intellect of yours and maybe your network of friends and see if that gains traction.
I mean, Dwayne, the thing is right, that those types of initiatives are always fantastic because when you have a vested interest and you have stakeholders who are involved, right? That's when it becomes successful. So we all, for the one or better word, have skin in the game, right? We'll always do the right thing to make sure that we protect our investment in Cayman. I think that's a great idea, and I don't know, you don't obviously have to create, a fund with proper governance and stuff like that. But the finance minister is known; he's been in the finance industry for longer than most, right? And he rose to the managing partner of KPMG, so he is much more versed in those types of things, and to that we could tap into his vast knowledge and network as well to be able to set that up. I mean, yeah, I mean, the other thing is, the reason why I say that as well is that, my wife and I own a company called Catalyst, and we're in the development industry, right? So we're doing a number of projects, Finn, Grove, One Canal Point, and I know that as well, is that we wanted to give back. Cayman has been good to us in that regard. So our company is directly donating to the cause and ourselves as well, right? But I say that to say this, when you actually have made an investment in something, you have to take the time to nurture it and make sure that it is successful and put the effort, the work in to make sure that we do the right thing. So what you've suggested, I don't see that not being something that Caymanians would be willing to participate in or should be allowed to participate in, right?
A sovereign fund of sorts, right? Yeah. Well, it's an idea. I thought it had merit. I certainly didn't, give it in a great way of how you, like you said, how you structure it. But if we all pool, I like your words. We have a vested interest, we have skin in the game. For some of us, putting $1 million on the table is, just as easy as some finding or 1 cent. For others, it's a challenge, but together. Well, listen, Rahul, if we can help to support, to promote, to anyhow contribute, please let us know, man. I commend you and others like you, but especially you and Catherine and the family for making this a community initiative. So Mondays and Thursdays, the John Gray Church Hall, 11:30 until 1:30.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'll call in again if necessary, Dwayne, to reinforce the message. Yes. Tomorrow, next week as well, because we just want that. So if you know anyone, have them call the number 547-4209. We'll have someone that answer. They can WhatsApp the number, whatever they feel most comfortable with, and we'll try to arrange delivery or give them more information on how they can participate. Right?
Okay. Well, Rahul, Chevy, unfortunately, the call got dropped, but he's going to try to call back in. But he says, he wanted to thank you immensely. But hopefully, we can connect up to him so that he can say it in his own words. But again, thanks to you, Kathy, the Bill Gates, and all others that you shared. Troy and Lisa and others.
Yeah.
It's a community initiative, man. We'll talk to you some more very soon. I know.
Thanks, my brother. Thank you, and be good and be safe. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, let's pause and take a break. When we come back, we still got some open line. Well, you know what? Maybe we should just go up until midnight. Maybe. I don't know. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Social distancing is crucial for our community to get back to normal. And never before has communication been so crucial. Keeping in touch with family, friends, and up to date requires you to stay in touch. Green Turtle offers the solution for both. Download the Green Turtle app now. Top up yours or a loved one's phone with any mobile carrier in any destination in Cayman. Phones delivered to your home, and with the new rewards program, you can even redeem points towards a new phone and other products. Download the Green Turtle app today. Green Turtle is not only the future of mobile, but today it can help save a life. Hashtag Stay Home Cayman. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile, saving lives today.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Water Authority offices remain closed, and the authority will only be providing essential services at this time to ensure customers have water supply. Customers can still conduct business with the authority electronically. If you need to pay a bill, you can do it online by visiting our website, waterauthority.ky, and clicking on the Pay My Bill button. You can also make a payment via your bank. Customers can also contact our customer service team by emailing info@waterauthority.ky. Customers in Cayman Brac who require trucked water can continue to make requests by calling 948-1403. For updates and important messages from the Water Authority, visit our website, waterauthority.ky, or our social media pages.
Home, which should be a haven, can even be less of a safe space during curfew if someone is experiencing child abuse. If you or anyone you know is being abused, help is nearby. For emergencies, call 911. They will redirect your call to the relevant agencies. For general guidelines and inquiries, call the Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub, MASH, at 1-800-534-2273 or 945-0545. Alternatively, email mash@gov.ky.
Dear parents and guardians, we deeply care about our students and understand the challenges you may now face during these unprecedented times.
We want you to know that we are committed to ensuring that your child's education continues
and that you are not alone. We are doing everything we can to make sure no child is left behind.
But to do so, we need your help to get connected and stay connected with you and your child. So reach out to us and speak with us
about how we can best support you and your needs. Working hand in hand with you is the only way to secure our children's future.
We are in this together.
A message from the Edna Moyle, Georgetown, Theoline McCoy, Savannah, and West End Primary Schools.
Obey the laws and wear the gauze. Protect your jaws from septic paws. Stay clean, Cayman. Reflection sells hand sanitizer from $2.99. 10 surgical masks are only $9.99. And the best KN95 masks from only $3.30. Volume discounts available at all 5 Liquor for Less locations. Shedden Road, North Church Street, Savannah, Northside, and the McClendon Drive Airport location. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible lockdown price markdowns. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $9 off liters of. Enjoy our manager specials exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low, we can't say them on the radio. Liquor for Less enforces the wearing of masks, social distancing, and preventative measures to help stop the spread of COVID-19, such as consistent hand washing and only leaving home for essential purposes.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. And just a few minutes left before we call it the day for today's production. But let's go to the phones. Welcome you on Talk Today.
Yep, Mr. Green.
Hey, my friend. How are you today?
Yes, sir. I call you twice in 2 days. That's a lot.
Oh, man. Call me anytime you want, man.
Yeah, man. So everything, listening to the, the future, what's supposed to be and what's supposed to come. But that press briefing yesterday, I want to thank the Premier for being truthful. This one time I managed to hear it. Where he says about people don't understand what we're trying to do here. We're trying to save an economy. during a pandemic. We're trying to save our economy so we can save you from the pandemic. Oh, he didn't say all that, but that was basically what he was trying to say. You understand? And just from there, I hope we get the idea that, what's really going on. And I only want a minute, 20 seconds. And this is what he's describing is one of the parts of Agenda 21 of the United Nations. Agenda 21 is with the triple E's: economy, ecology, and equity. And the meaning social equity. And if we think that all of us is going to have clean air, clean water, then we got a wrong idea. If we going and still promoting and relying on these people to try to take care of us, you understand? It's not going to go that way. It's going to go that all of us is going to be at one level. No matter how hard they push it, all of us, from the top to the bottom, will be at one level. And they're trying to stop that, but that's how it's going to go, Mr. Dean.
Pay attention by being involved and informed and engaged, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Dean.
All right. Blessings, man. Enjoy the evening. All right. Well, Jevi, thanks for sharing with us, man. I realize we've only got closing moments, so welcome back, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just really wanted to take the opportunity, to say Mr. Raul is a clear example of what I mean when I say Cayman kind. He started something from the community level with the purest of intentions to help the people. And that is what it is about. And as he said it, I was just filled with pride just hearing him talk, because there's so many community leaders, doing stuff just like him. And I want to tell him that, it's so amazing to hear him doing it. And he said that it's open to persons all over the Cayman Islands, not just in West Bay. And I would like to put him in contact with the East End Community Foundation, because they are doing a similar work in helping with persons. And I know that they will be more than happy, to work with Mr. Raul, in helping him achieve. So if it's somebody, who needs a soup out in East End, if someone from the East End Community Foundation can't get it there, I will personally promise myself that I will do my best to come and get it, because it's community leaders like Mr. Raul, like Mr. Isaac Rankin at the East End Community Foundation, who are doing it for the people, who are doing it from the bottom of their heart, who are doing it to make a difference, who are putting aside, pride and politics and ego, to really help the community. And we have to big them up, and the persons who help them too. I can speak for those who I see every single day in East End: Janice and Edith and Winston and Natasha and everyone at the East End Community Foundation. Everyone who does such an amazing job. And Mr. Raul is right. When you help persons, you really see how people are affected and how you can affect other people's lives. And I just really want to commend him, because it is such a fantastic initiative, and I encourage everyone to get that active in their community. I really want to say a huge thank you to Mr. Raul and to all of the essential persons who are helping those in need, the East End Community Foundation, everyone.
Indeed, man. And many hands make light work, and I think, as you shared, if we continue to work together, it will make it better. And as I think is becoming very evident, our actions shouldn't just be about today. This thing is going to be with us for a long time, whether we emerge from it with new practices and habits. But certainly, we probably need to be more mindful of how we treat and engage one another. Jevi, thanks for your wonderful time this afternoon. Always appreciate your company. Sorry we weren't in person.
Thank you so much.
All right, remember to go by Mr. Lee Smith's now and get your fishing.
Yes, I have to go and fish. I have to get some time in the water. Sterling, thank you so much, for having me on and letting me share my point of view and just talk shop with you. It's always a pleasure.
All right, perfect, man. Talk to you soon, all right?
All right.
And to our listeners, come back tomorrow. I am gonna, God's willing, the plan is that I'll take the day off. It's a Friday. I like Fridays, especially when I'm, you know, get to do as I plan. So I'm not gonna be with you tomorrow in spirit, nonetheless. We have our friends from the Hazard Management Cayman Islands, the sort of annual show that we do at the start of the hurricane season. So that's the discussion tomorrow. Very special public thanks to Mr. Simon Boxall for facilitating putting all the guests in play. It's not an easy undertaking, especially having to do it remotely and you know corral everybody. So that's tomorrow's production. God's willing to join us back on Monday. Now, until then, I invite you to be safe, be committed to our community, and be ever engaged in timely, accurate information dissemination. Until then, be blessed.
Talk Today is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. For all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Also brought to you by greenturtle.ky. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. Download the Green Turtle app. The future of mobile, saving lives today. Shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman.